What's up, guys? Welcome back to Edge Designs for the first in a series of videos that I'm planning on putting together here called Props I've Made. So I've been struggling with what I want to do with this channel. I used to be the Cowl review guy, but now that I've got kids and a wife and responsibilities and a full-time job, I can't really afford to be buying a cowl every month for a review. Plus, I just don't have the space. We rent a basement down here, and it's a 3-bedroom basement, but this one is shared with my youngest son. Like, this used to be my office, but we have a crib over here. And then there's another room, and then there's our room. So there's just not much space down here to have a full room of cowls. Plus, I just don't have the income anymore. All that income goes towards, bills and responsibilities and all that stuff. So I've been struggling with what to do with the channel. I've stepped away from making in a professional sense. Now I just kind of do it for fun, and if somebody likes something, I can help them out. But I'm no longer considering myself a maker. I'm no longer doing runs of items that I've made. I'm just doing it for myself. And if somebody likes something, sure, I can help you out. Just private message me and we can discuss a price and all that stuff. But this is a series that I thought would be interesting called Props I've Made. And it's just literally that, Props I've Made, where I'm going to take you guys through concept to, reality of these props that I've put together. I've made quite a few over the years. And I don't have, castings of a lot of them, but I still have the molds, so I can cast one up in order to talk about it. And in future episodes, I'm going to bring on some of my maker guests, some of my maker friends that I've known for years, like Selman Markovic of Shadow Effects Studio, formerly known as Fanatic Effects. Might bring on some of the guys from Alter Ego. Maybe Derek from DH Cosplay, if he's willing to come on. Future episodes, I might bring on some maker guests. I've already spoken to a few of them, and they seem like they'd be interested in doing it. So today's episode is going to be about the Daredevil mask that I created with the help of my friend Victor, who's known as Quest for Effects on Instagram. So, the concept behind this particular design, which is an original design helmet, this one here is cast in Task 16, but they were primarily made in urethane. I don't have the master anymore, but I'll show a picture of it right here. I'll show a picture of the sculpt, I'll show a picture of the master, and then obviously we have the finished cowl here. I've done these in red, I've done these in bright red, I've done these in black, and this is the only yellow one that I've done because I was going to use it for my classic Daredevil cosplay, but I ended up going with a different design. But I still really like this paint job that I did, so I ended up keeping it for display. So the concept behind this was I wanted a cowl that didn't have a jaw piece so that it went on and off easy. And it was part of a line that I was attempting to do for sale of these helmet style designs. You can see a couple of them up there. We've got like Catwoman and Batgirl, and there's a neck piece in there. Those were all part of the same kind of idea. These helmet style on off, no jaw piece. And they were cast in Task 16 originally, but I ended up switching back to polyurethane because some people were having difficulty getting them on their heads, because the Task 16 is a bit sturdier. It's kind of in between polyurethane and resin. So it's got flex, but it's not as much flex as, say, like a rubber Batman cowl. So the idea behind this was I wanted a one-piece helmet-style design that took influence from the Season 1 Daredevil cowl from Netflix, as well as the concept art for the Ben Affleck Daredevil cowl that never actually saw the light of day. There was a lot of different sculpts before they settled on the final design for the film. And there was one that primarily jumped out to me that looked a little bit more techy, and it had this like back piece on there with these kind of ear vent things on it. And I thought that was really cool, and I thought it would work really well for this helmet style design. So we put that on there. I drew up a couple designs and sent them over to Victor, and also showed him the Netflix season 1 cowl as well as the concept Affleck cowl. And this is what we came up with. It's an original design, heavily inspired by those two specific designs, the concept and the season 1. We decided to keep the nose because Charlie Cox's Daredevil is very popular, and a lot of the designs are keeping kind of that Batman style beak. So we decided to keep the nose on there. And I've toyed around with a few casts where I've tried to trim the nose away for kind of a classic look. And it's not really designed to look like that, so it wasn't really looking well. So I ended up just keeping it the way it is. And then this paint scheme just kind of came from the way that the season 1 was painted. And then all the weathering kind of came from how the She-Hulk version was painted, where it had like all this battle damage and stuff. So originally this was cast in a yellow. Then I went in and did the black with some painting methods that I know of for polyurethane items. So we painted the forehead black to kind of resemble the season 1, how it has that black forehead. I gave it these side jaw pieces to kind of mimic the balaclava that he wears in the show. And then I thought it was still missing something, so we ended up putting these black sections down the side and the back of the ear. And then obviously just battle damage all over. And then I ended up also painting the inside of the eyes, like just around the lid. Because it looked a little weird without those sections being darkened. And then it's just got some mesh, some see-through acrylic mesh in there for the eyes. Which isn't the greatest. You can still kind of see your eyes, but when it's backlit, like when your head is in there, it darkens it so you can't really see. But just in the light, I don't know if that'll show up, you can kind of see through them still. But I'm pretty proud of this one. It didn't really do very well. I think I sold like maybe 2 or 3 of them. One was to a friend, another was to a Daredevil cosplayer, but it ended up being too big for him. This is a 24-inch head, solid 24-inch. I'll try and put it on, but I don't know if it's gonna go on with the way that my hair is today. But it's a bit of a snug fit on me, but it fits like perfectly. And yes, I am bearded Daredevil, but there it is. It sits really well on the face. Doesn't look oversized or anything like that. Like, it fits perfectly a 24-inch head. And then you just pull these sections out and you lift it straight up. I'm going to set that aside for a minute, cover my hair because I'm having a really bad hair day today. Just got off work. But yeah, so this is episode 1 of props I've made, and it is the Daredevil mask. And I do still have the mold for this. It is a one-piece mold. Here it is. So one-piece mold. You can see that I wrote custom Daredevil on there, 24-inch. And this mold has served me well. Like, I've gotten, a few castings out of it. It wasn't as popular as I thought it was going to be. I thought people were going to be hyped for kind of an original design, but inspired by, because really the only things on the market are replicas of the Charlie Cox versions, whether it be the season 1, the season 2, or the Born Again. Those are really the only ones that you can get. Besides, there's some comic ones, but I feel like they're a bit overpriced. So I wanted to do something in the vein of Charlie Cox with inspiration back to the Affleck, but original. So, molded it. And I was having some issues with the horns. So you can see that these horns have actually been filed down. They used to come to a point, but I was getting air bubbles in almost every casting. So I changed that for the next Daredevil that I did, which was the Ben Affleck version, which we will talk about in a future episode, the Ben Affleck Daredevil cowl. I actually molded the horns separately for that, and I actually have that mold right here. So these are the horns for the Ben Affleck version, so that I could just fill them solid and shove a paintbrush in there and make sure that it got into that deep crevice so that the horns come out perfect every time. So I learned from my mistakes with this cowl because the horns weren't coming out properly. But even just filing them down, it still looks great. And I am really proud of this. And I'm really proud of what Victor and I were able to bring to the cosplay community that I hadn't seen anybody really do yet. There was like one other guy doing helmet style stuff. Primarily everybody was either doing exact replicas of real like on-screen stuff, or they were doing full head cowls made of polyurethane. So I wanted to do something original. I wanted to kind of come up with a helmet style design that was easy on, easy off, original, but still heavily inspired by what everyone is familiar with. And I think I accomplished that with this Daredevil design. And I'm really proud of it. So I keep this one on the shelf. I've never listed this one for sale. I've listed all the other ones that I've made, but this was one that I was going to use for a suit. Ended up going in a different direction for my suit, but I am still really proud of this casting and this paint job. So I keep it just to look at it because it looks great. Like, I'm really proud of it. So there it is. Episode 1, the custom Daredevil helmet that was made in collaboration with Quest for Effects, my buddy Victor, who I'm going to link down below because he does some custom stuff for people. If you're looking for something to be sculpted, he's really, really talented, and he can probably sculpt you anything you're looking for. So I'll leave Quest for Effects Instagram info down below. There we are, episode 1, the Daredevil cowl. So let me know what you guys think. This is only episode 1, so it's a little jumbled. I don't really have, a set way of doing things, but I feel like they're going to get better from here. I'm just kind of testing the waters with this episode. If anybody would be interested in this series, I'm planning on doing an episode for everything that I've made. So Batman 89, I'm working on a new custom cowl that eventually will be done. We've got Harley Quinn. We've got the Ben Affleck Daredevil. We've got the Charlie Cox version, but I don't have like a standard version of that here. I actually made like a custom color for it. And we've got the Bat helmet and Batman Beyond. So there's a few episodes coming, and as I finish some of these projects, I will show them off as well. But let me know what you guys think of this. It's kind of jumbled. Episode 1. It could be good, it could be bad. But going forward, I'm going to try and have like a set list of things that I want to talk about and have these structured a bit better. But this is episode 1 of props I've made. I'm Jaden of Edge Designs. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave me some feedback down below if you'd like to see this series go forward. And until next time, peace out, be good people.